Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. And no, we're not in San Francisco, and that's not the Golden Gate Bridge. This is the top floor of Terminal 21 in North Pattaya. And the reason we're here is I wanted to do a walking and talking video, but it was raining. Been raining for the last 2 days, so I really couldn't do it. So I thought, oh, why not walk around here, because it's a lovely place. And many of you have never ever seen it. Many. So let's have a look. This is the upper level is San Francisco level, and then the next one down I think is Tokyo, and then London and Paris, and different levels have different names and have different themes. So this one is all about San Francisco. Anyway, what we're going to talk about today is what basically you need to learn not to do. And things like, for example, just a girl comes up and you sit down in a bar and they just say, buy me a drink, and you buy a drink. No, you don't do that. You choose. Okay, you choose. I mean, one of the most important things you need to learn is how to say no in a bar, in a gents club, in a dancing bar, whatever you want to call it, when a girl comes up to you. You choose who you buy the drinks for. You don't let them come over. The girl who's got the least drinks is the next in the row to just wanders over, sits down and starts talking. And no, that's not what you want. Okay, it's what they want, it's not what you want. And it's all about what you want. This is what we're trying to teach everybody. You know, there's so many newbies. I can't tell you how many people have been emailing and commenting. Never been to Pattaya before, but I've watched all the videos. I want to come, and I'm going to come in November or wherever. There's so many guys who've been once or twice, don't really know how it works. These are the guys. I mean, obviously you guys who've been here hundreds of times, you just listen for entertainment and maybe to remind yourself you know how it is, and maybe you forgot a few things. But really these walking talking advice type videos are really for all the newer people, which there are a lot of. So the main thing is you need to learn to say no. Okay, but you can say it in a nice way. So if you walk into a place, it can be any sort of bar, you know, a dancing bar, a gents club, whatever, and you look around, you're going to have certain girls that you like the look of and other ones you're not interested in. Now, if one of the ones you're not interested in comes over, which is highly likely, and sits down or says you want a drink and what have you, what you do is, if you have already seen one that you like the look of, you immediately say to the girl, like as though she was a service girl, immediately say to the girl, oh, you see that girl over there, and point to the one that you like the look of. Can you ask her to come over? I'd like to buy her a drink. And the girl who came over will not lose face with that, because you're not her customer, and she'll just say, oh, okay, that's my friend so and so, yes, I'll go and get her. And she'll walk over and go and tell her, and the girl you like will come over. It's so simple, so easy if you know how to do it. You don't sit down with this girl and think, oh, that's not the one I wanted to have a drink with, I'm stuck now. No, you don't do that. That's a simp's way of doing it. You don't do that. You do what you want to do. You say who it is you want to. I mean, an example of that would be if you go into a dancing bar and you walk in and you see on the dance floor, or on that dance floor, sorry, the stage, pole dancing, you know, what have you, you know, on the stage, you see one that you particularly like, then you sit down and you call a service girl over, the ones who serve the drinks, you know, and you point out the girl, and you say, well, actually, I'd like to buy that one a drink over there. Now, what will happen is the service girl will confirm with you which girl it is, and then she'll walk over to the girl, stand in front of her, point to her, and look at you, and you nod, and then she'll tell the girl. Now the girl will then obviously know you want to buy her a drink. And if she's free, now she may not be free. You see, it's possible she's already got a drink with a customer sitting down somewhere else, and she's just gone up to do the dancing, and as soon as she's finished, she goes back to the customer who's already bought her a drink or two. So she's not necessarily free, but she may be, especially if it's early in the evening, she may be. And then she'll sort of why and say thank you and what have you, and then when the dancing finishes, then she'll come over. So that's such a simple way to do it. But you just need to know how to do it. This is what these videos are all about. So, what else? Actually, we just walked into the food court here, haven't we? Do you know, this is so cheap. I think I did a video a couple of years ago about this place. It's so cheap, and you see how busy it is. It's full, absolutely full. This is now 12 noon, 12 midday. That's what time it was now. So if you look around, you'll see there's queues outside, people getting in wanting to buy tickets, because they buy tickets, 100 baht tickets or 200 baht, 300 baht, whatever they want. That's the queue on the left. And the food's very cheap. Now if you then walk around and look elsewhere, you'll see this is the food court area. This is where you sit for the food court. But if we continue walking a little bit further, so we get outside Pier 21, which is the name of the food court, then you'll see it suddenly goes quiet. You know, other food venues, which are the regular ones, not the cheaper ones, you'll see they have very few customers. But the food there, you can get a meal for 50 baht, 60 baht. You know, I mean, really, you know, with rice and everything, like chicken and rice or whatever. It's so cheap, so cheap. I just showed you a few of the prices, but you know, it is. Now you look here, you see, look, in the pizza company there. I mean, they've got half a dozen customers or a few. Nothing like they have in Terminal 21. Anyway, let's get on with the chat, shall we? Then, of course, there's the possibility that maybe you don't actually want to have a drink with somebody. You want to sit down and have a good look around, but one will come over. In which case you just say, I'm okay at the moment, thank you very much. I just want a drink. I'm not buy a drink for lady. Okay, I'm not want to drink with lady. Just drink alone, and then she'll go away. No problem. So that's the other thing to do. So you've got it sorted now, though. You know what to do if you don't want to drink. I don't want to drink with a girl, and then you know what to do if there's one that you like. Okay. So we're talking about what not to do. Okay, now we're saying if you're in a bar or a dancing bar, whatever, and you call a girl over, she comes over. Okay, now then, the important thing is that she comes over alone, because sometimes they'll come alone, they'll get the one drink, and then all of a sudden her sister will arrive and just sit next to you on the other side. And she'll say, the girl like you called over originally will say, oh, this is my sister. She just started work today, and she has not had a drink all night, and she's very sad. Can you make her happy and buy her a drink as well as me? And that would be really nice. You have good heart. You look like a man with good heart, I think. All this nonsense, you know. The answer to this, if you don't want to do it, of course, is I buy drink for one lady. Up to you. If you want drink, I buy for you, but I only buy for one lady. Now, when she hears that, she knows that you know the score, and she'll happily have a drink with you and immediately forget about her pretend sister, who will then disappear and go look for another customer. However, if you do fall for this trick, the next thing is another sister will arrive, and then the service girl will arrive, all of them stroking their throats, wanting a drink, because they know you don't know how to say no. Now, talking about drinks, let me tell you just a very little short story about what happened to me last week. I went into a certain dancing bar, we'll call it, and I looked around for my favourite girl, who in my opinion is the best looker in the place. And I found her. She was dancing on the far end of the stage. So I walked up to her, nodded my head toward the sofa in the corner where we usually sit. She nodded in response, and I went over to sit in the corner. And there were very few customers around. The girls were very short of drinks at the time. And the two who were dancing on the stage nearest to where I was sitting were smiling and smiling from the stage and show dancing in my direction. Then the dance session finished, and the two nearest to me, who were show dancing, climbed off the stage and came straight over and sat on each side of me, very closely. Then a service girl appeared in front. All three were stroking the throats. Luckily, my favourite, who had been dancing at the far end, came running over when she saw what was happening, and she stopped in front of me, took her shoes off, pushed her way past the service girl, climbed up on the first row of benches, and pushed her foot between me and the girl sitting next to me, and then put a second foot and stood in the little tiny gap, and then wiggled her way down until she was sitting right next to me, and I'd pushed the other girl away. And she looked round all innocently, smiling at everyone. The service girl then held up 4 fingers to buy 4 drinks for the 2 girls on my right, plus the one on the left, plus of course the service girl, while she's still rubbing her throat. And I looked at her and I held up 1 finger and pointed to my favourite, who was smiling and everything, and then burying her head in my shoulder, claiming her customer. Yeah. All the other 3 girls started running the fingers down their cheeks, feigning crying. And after a while, when it didn't work, eventually they left to find another potential victim. Now, if you weren't strong, that could easily have cost you 4 lady drinks. And maybe 10 minutes later, another 4 lady drinks. You absolutely have to learn to say no. Okay, got it, guys? So that's one of the biggest no-nos. Now, another no-no is to trust the bar staff that they have put the correct number of drinks on your bill. The bill, or bin, B-I-N, as the Thais call it, comes with every new drink. It comes in a little sort of normally brown plastic pot each time it returns with each new drink. So just pull the bin or the paper out of the pot and quickly check that they haven't added an extra drink other than the one that you ordered, or 1 or 2 that you ordered. Make sure you do this in full view of all the service staff. Hold it up and make sure they see you do it. Now, don't think that it makes you look like a Duke Charlie. It doesn't. It makes you look like you're not stupid. It makes you look like you know the score, you know. And when they realise that you are checking your bill, every drink, then they won't try the bill padding trick on you, because they know you'll spot it. Now, if by any chance you do happen to find a mistake and they put an extra drink on, don't kick off. Just call over the girl who actually served you, smile and be friendly, and say, I think you made a mistake. Look at this. I didn't order this one. This is not mine. I think maybe you could go check and I think you made a mistake. What will happen is she'll delete it, and she'll come back with some excuse. Oh, we have new cashier and she not know what she do, she make mistakes, sorry. That's what will happen, and it's smoothed over, no problem. Now, something else that you don't want to do is buy a girl a drink when she's just going to go and dance. Yeah, that's the last thing you want. So what you do is, if you sit with a girl, you say to her, when you go dance, you go now, and hold up your hand with flat hand and say you go in 5 minutes, or two hands you go in 10 minutes when you go dance. And you obviously don't want to buy her a drink and then she disappears. So make sure you check, otherwise you'll be sitting there for like 20 minutes, which is the normal dancing period, alone. Stupid. Don't do it. Now, another thing which you need to be very careful of doing, I mean, you really shouldn't, but some guys do, in many bars, is, especially dancing type bars, is exchanging messaging app contacts with the girl while she's sitting with you working in the bar. Now, every Thai girl has a messaging app line on her phone. It may be possible to take out your phone, open line, and ask the girl to enter her line ID, but it's a big but. Some bars really don't like it, and if she's seen doing it by a jealous girl or one of the service staff, they can actually fire her on the spot or fine her. So, you need to be very careful about that. Be aware that that's not something you should be doing. That you can get reported by staff for that. Because the only reason that you're doing that is to avoid paying the bar fine, obviously. So the bar loses money and the bar doesn't want it. Some bars, it's like normal beer bars, they don't seem to bother too much, but the go-go's, they do. In fact, many girls will get very nervous and tell you to put the phone away and say, cannot. Big problem. Mama-san might see cannot. That's what you will get in some places. What some guys do is, which is okay, is bar fine the girl once only. Make sure she brings her phone with her and you take your phone with you. And then you can exchange line contacts in private. And then if the girl likes you enough, don't forget that she loses a percentage of the bar fine if it's not paid. Then you may never have to pay another bar fine for her ever again. But depends on you. I mean, the other way to do it is to go to the nightclubs and what have you. But a lot of girls don't go to the nightclubs because they're working until 2-3 in the morning. They just go home. They go eating and they go home. So you miss out that way. Another thing, of course, is you could get bar fined. Anyway. Now, something else which you really don't want to do is get yourself so drunk that you think it would be really hilarious, really good fun to ring the bell or the hooter in a bar. I mean, some of those dancing bars have 100 girls working, and some of the bells or hooters say, buy every girl in the bar a drink. And in some of the walking street go-go's, that's like 250 baht a girl. And you've got like 100 girls. You're looking at 25,000 baht it's over $700 just for a bit of an expensive joke. And it's no good trying to laugh your way out of it, saying, I was only joking, because the security will be deadly serious about it. And two guys will escort you to the ATM or even to your hotel to get the cash. You will not get off the hook. So don't do that. Yeah? Another no-no. Something else you should never do anywhere in Pattaya is get excessively drunk. Because, especially if you're alone, because you'll become a target. And your drunken state will attract people who pretend to come and help you, but they're actually pickpockets out to fleece you. Yeah. I mean, another thing about getting drunk is some guys can get aggressive and argumentative when they're drunk. I mean, in Thailand, that is not a good way to behave. You do not want to pick a fight with any Thai person, especially in public, because Thais have a very strong sense of nationality and think very much like us and them, and that sort of syndrome. And they'll gang together against any interloping foreigners. For example, supposing you have some Thai girl that you just met and you're walking down the street back to your place, and some drunken argument ensues between you. Doesn't matter what it's about, probably money, but it doesn't really matter. If you're within earshot of, say, those one of those motorbike taxi stations, which are everywhere in Pattaya, one of the taxi guys will call out to the Thai girl in Thai, asking if she's okay and needs help. Now, depending on how drunk or angry the girl is, she may answer, yes, I need help, in Thai. And that's all these guys need. Next thing, half a dozen of them are walking up toward you to the girl's aid. That's the point when you need to be very, very careful. Not drunken and aggressive. You don't want to wake up in hospital with a big bill, because that's what could happen. Okay? Don't get excessively drunk, especially if you're alone. Don't do it. I'll tell you what, a lot of you American guys particularly have been asking me many times about tipping in Thailand, because obviously it's in the American culture to tip, but in fact it's not at all in Southeast Asian culture. And please don't over tip. If you come from a country where tipping is mandatory, like the US for example, you'll obviously be expecting to give tips left, right and centre to everyone and for everything. What you need to understand is that tipping does not exist in the Thai culture, except in exceptional circumstances, which would really be more like a gift than a tip, but only for a very special service. That's the normal Thai culture. The concept of tipping was brought to Thailand by foreigners and is predominant in tourist areas. If you go to areas of Thailand where foreigners don't live or don't go much, what you'll find is that tipping between Thai people still does not exist at all. So now that you understand that, it becomes easier to accept the big tipping especially is damaging to Thai culture, as it undermines their culture. So what are the rules for tipping? I mean, firstly, you only ever tip in a tourist area, such as Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket, etc. Never, never, never in the provinces. Now, if you're paying a bar bill, say in Pattaya, when the service staff say give you a folder with your bill in it, then 20 or 40 baht is enough. This gets shared out between the staff. If you want to give a particular girl who spent time with you a tip, and then you want to say give it to her so it's not shared, then you put it directly in her hand. Usually you would give something like the red 100 baht note. That's enough. You don't need to give any more than 100 baht. Funny, I was talking to my hairdresser the other day about tipping, and because she's from Buriram, and I said, what would happen if you went into a hairdresser's in Buriram, and you paid your 100, 200, 300, whatever normal cost for the service, and then you gave her a tip as well. She said it wouldn't happen, and the girl would jump up and down shouting and saying, whoa, 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 and slap the note round her head and on her chest and everything, on her heart, and say, wow, I've got a tip, I've been working here 5 years, I've never had a tip. That's the sort of thing we're talking about. So you understand, okay? It does not happen unless you're in a tourist area. Okay. All right, guys. So anyway, I think we've gone on for long enough, haven't we? No, what, 25 minutes or something? So so if you like uncut Soy 6 videos, have a look at Patreon, and please subscribe, like, share, and ring the bell, and especially share with people who don't know about the channel. Okay, thanks very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you on the next one.